Warm greetings and blessings to you all. Thank you for having me here. My name is Tanita LJ, and I'm the Coordinator General of our Afrikan Learning Community and the coordinator of PRALER, the Planet Repairs Action Learning Education Revolution. I've been invited to speak on the popular education efforts being made to raise awareness of the Maangamizi and its relevance to the situation and peoples in Africa, and to advance solutions towards building Maatubuntuman in Ubuntudunia. Our Afrikan Learning Community is a Pan-African guerrilla reparations education and training initiative based in London, UK, and through practical decolonized education methods and in local connection with Pan-African grassroots education initiatives and communities of resistance, we seek to rematriate the African diaspora with Pan-African liberation struggles. Therefore, I must begin by saying that we are angered, disgusted, and stand against the constant repression, miseducation, and violence of the reactionary, neoliberal, and neocolonial government of Akufo-Addo, the repression against the students of Chiana Senior High School, and the militarized police violence against offenders of the law lands. We see the violent mismanagement of our homelands in Ghana and across Africa to further the genocidal and ecocidal imperatives of neocolonialism and imperialism. The ongoing stranglehold that maintains Ghana as a neo-colony of British and Western imperialism takes the form of close security ties, military cooperation, economic underdevelopment, and ecocidal multinational corporations. We in the diaspora are forced to be complicit in this violence as we pay taxes which fund the British government's constant crusade of colonial destruction and warmongering. In the APPCITARJ hearing of the Maangamizi experiences of African peoples worldwide will provide an avenue for us to speak out against our government's violence, to clear the neocolonialist fog that seeks to hide Britain's violence in Ghana and across the world, and to demonstrate our collective power building to advance our planet repairs efforts. Thus, AYA is taking steps to raise awareness, conscientize, and organize our African diaspora communities. As part of the educational revolution, we recognize the urgent need for grassroots sovereign African community education that is capable of building and strengthening our community's capacity to secure our survival for generations born and unborn, to defend our liberation struggles and advance Pan-Africanism and planet repairs, and to defend our people's and Mother Earth rights. AYA was created to contribute to our movements and communities' efforts to meet this need through popular education and action learning and community service. This currently takes the form of our forthcoming Pan-African Community News Bulletin, AYA Speaks, and our monthly Black People's Resistance Jams in London, which involve community dialogue and groundings, educational screenings, and edutainment. Groundings is popularised by the African Guyanese revolutionary scholar activist and Pan-Africanist Walter Rodney, are popular education sessions for organising grassroots resistance actions towards the concrete struggle for a new society and a new world. We use these sessions to build constructive dialogue, to raise awareness of the systematic realities of the Maangamizi, to discuss actions to build the Maatubuntuman, our community of resistance here in the UK, and to discuss the global situation of African peoples and advance our efforts to secure African community self-repairs and planet repairs. Edutainment, education through entertainment, reclaims our kumba, our creativity, and connects our experiences through jamming, open mics, and sound systems. AYA members also practice action learning to build practical knowledge and skills so that we have education that serves our communities and our people's liberation efforts. In agroecology, we are currently action learning at the African Diaspora Youth-Led Community Garden, Cocoa Collective, to make the space and action learning site of community regenerative development, rematriation, transformative adaptation, and food sovereignty. Learning how to transform a land space into a food garden, how to even grow food, and how to maximize production for our community's food security are all vital necessities. Our current food system is undemocratic and unjust and inappropriate. Our food is often imported via unjust trade deals and Western profiteering, and that underdevelops the countries where our food is actually grown, like Ghana's growing cocoa. The diaspora are then forced to buy into these food chains and these supply chains and then become dependent on this extractivism. But these international supply chains and these extractivist supply chains are crumbling in the face of intensifying ecological and economic crises. And this forms part of our work to build our economic self-determination for our communities as we move to build networks of cooperatives and social enterprises, because we need alternative economic structures and institutions that are not reliant on this dominant mode of global neo-colonial capitalism and its models of extractivism and exploitation. In building cooperatives and social enterprises, we can begin to move away from this system to build our own independence, and we can share practice with our siblings back home and generate income, employment, and wealth within our communities towards our self-repairs efforts. Rematriation is essential to our community self-repairs efforts, which means that after the violent, forced, and coerced displacement from our homelands, we are working to restore our cultural, material, and spiritual connection to Mother Earth on the mother continent of Africa. In this cultural revolution stage of our liberation struggle, reclaiming our indigeneity and indigenous national consciousness is paramount for us to restore what's been so violently disrupted in the transatlantic trafficking of enslaved Africans and Western colonialism. Thus, we look keenly to the youth and indigenous leaders and communities of resistance as they advance this struggle, the Gobetewo, La, and Nzima communities, and wish to emphasize the ideological imperative that we retain our indigenous national consciousness for Pan-Africanism and planet repairs. I sees these popular education and action learning processes as the necessary steps to build awareness of the Maangamizi and its impacts for African peoples globally and locally, and to advance our self-determined solutions. To the young people, our siblings in Ghana, we look to you, your resistance, your organization against the forces of neocolonialism, and your struggle to re-vindicate Nkrumah's true legacy to unite and liberate all of Africa in the struggle against imperialism. We join you as our generation takes up the struggle for Pan-Africanism and African liberation for Maatubuntuman and Ubuntudunia. Thank you.